Former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, who now runs a maths charity, says Britain is stuck in a culture of believing some people just aren't maths people. It's called the Richmond Project, and they found that 2 in 5 adults are baffled by their finances, with 40% of people lacking the skills to manage their money, and they say that women are particularly bad at it. I would have to say I'm in that category, Granger. Failed maths O-level twice, hate numbers, get panicked, but you're certainly not.
Well, I used to be, but I think comments like that, you know, immediately saying that women are bad, that's already put in a stereotype out there, which I'm not here for. And I think that it needs to start, you know, really early. You've got primary school where I think you can make maths and addition and subtraction. Just start with that. Make it more fun and make it more practical and make it relate. I think a lot of classes with maths, it's, you know, the pi r squared and this, that, and the, which is not going to be transferable and usable in normal everyday life.
Think actually educating children about, you know, how to run a bank account, how to manage your finances, not get yourself into debt should be started.
Absolutely, it should. I mean, the children from as early as 3 and 4, they're like, "Mummy or Daddy, I want this. I want you to." You need to teach children. I think.
Do you know what though? Now we've lost cash. Trying to teach your kids, they don't see you paying in the shop with money.
Yeah,
they only see
because when you grew up, when we all grew up, we had those little shops, didn't we? We had our little piles, little tills, little piles of money. That's all vanished. And in a way, when handling cash vanished, people's grip on reality kind of went a little bit with it. And I do think that you need to teach personal finance in schools, but I do know that from 2028, the government said it's going to be compulsory in schools, but is it going to be in primary schools?
Yeah, it needs to be in primary schools, and things like, you know, because I've spoken on here about how I got myself into debt, and getting into debt is where I was at rock bottom, so you have to pick yourself back up.
How did you do that, though?
Well, luckily, I had a friend who, you know, because I was really down, I was depressed.
People are often embarrassed as well.
Well, exactly. But I thought to myself, I was speaking to a friend, and she was like, "Look, I can lend you this money." It was like £9,000.
What a great friend.
Great friend.
It was a great friend, but I got into that debt from college books and things like that. So, you know, I just didn't know about the credit card interest and the APR. It was like something like 30-40%. So I was never paying anything off.
When you say APR, people say gross net APR, I've gone...
Foreign language for us,
Yes, and I start to panic.
I think credit cards are the bane of our society. And over the years, I've paid off 2 boyfriends' credit card debts. I've been lucky enough that I've earned enough. I know how they got into it. It's just because once the debt starts on the credit card and you're paying the minimum payment all the time, the debt's mounting up and it's kind of sliding away from it.
Did that teach them anything, or did that enable them to do it?
Fortunately, I think it did not teach them, because I go back to what Brenda said. You need to learn about money from school, and you need to be confident, and you need to, well, mortgages especially, borrowing money from the bank. Again, that whole idea of getting an overdraft. People imagine an overdraft is like free money.
Yeah,
pay it back.
I just hear that word maths and I get a little shudder and a sort of prickle down my spine. And I suppose it's one of my regrets that would I have been more successful if I'd had a better understanding of money? And I'm really trying to help my eldest Belle. She has a maths tutor because she's just like me. I just feel like we don't have that methodical mathematic brain.
Yeah, I think Brenda said you can be taught, and you're trying that with your daughter. I definitely, you know, I look at my sister and I, like, when we were young, we got our pocket money on a Saturday, maybe it was a shilling or something, right? We both got the same. Saturday, I would be straight to the shop, I bought 2 comics, loads of sweets, I spent the whole lot. Sweets would have been gone by that. My sister used to every week put half her pocket money into her post office savings book, and then she'd make her sweets last all week. So is it just that some people are just good at managing?
It is, but it's an embarrassment that is tagged onto it, which is why a lot of people don't talk about finances in relationships. They don't talk about finances. Let's keep that bit secret. But
I think it can control women. That is a way, if the man understands the money and earns all the money, you might be trapped in a relationship for longer than you want.
Exactly.
But more reason why we need to know.
Well, yeah, but even something as simple as just writing it down, what your expenses are and your income, it really clears a way of saying, oh, my gosh, I don't really need to spend that.
A maths diary? No, not a maths diary.
No, Katie, it's called a weekly budget.
I think you know, we need to get... We're moving into AI and systems and, you know, but if you just write it down, when you write it down, that's how I realised and took stock of everything.
Oh, maybe not as good. I would rather say maybe not as confident. Because actually, if you think, well, they think they're not.
Yeah.
Because women often run the household budget
Yeah.
without really thinking about it. You know, they do the shopping, they manage the school things, the school trip. They kind of do that. So maybe it's just about giving women confidence to say, for some reason, we've been told we're not very good at this. And actually, lots of people, Janet, Brenda, absolutely are. So maybe...
I think the other thing is, sorry to interrupt, Brenda, look at your bank statement. Money in, money out. If money in is, you know, not money in and money out are two different figures, and money out is higher than money in, well, you've got a problem.
Well, exactly. And I think you can also evade a problem. A major problem is when you kind of pull yourself away from looking and dealing with those finances, you get the post that's coming in and you end up getting scared to even open the post because you see that brown letter and you're like, I don't want to look at it. So, you know...
But there is always help. That's what they always say. Whenever I've seen anything about debt management or you've got yourself in debt, you've talked about it on here, you know, ask for help. There's help, because actually...
Just don't ask me.
Don't ask me, Katie. Ask Brenda and Janet.
I'll come to Janet.
Ask Brenda and Janet.